Facing the truth can feel kinda risky, right? So, naturally, your brain cheats a little. Here's how cognitive dissonance kinda smooths over the cracks, while, quietly messing with your sense of reality. Cognitive dissonance. That's your brain's sneaky way of smoothing over contradictions, and it's sneakier than you might think. Your actions don't quite match your values, your beliefs clash with, new facts. Well, your brain really doesn't want that tension. So it rewrites the story, just enough to make it all feel okay. Let's meet Jordan. Jordan works in marketing for a company that sells, wellness supplements. Except, he knows the data's kinda sketchy. He's seen the return rates, read the customer complaints. Heck, even the founder won't take the product. But Jordan stays. When asked why, he says, "It's not like we're hurting anyone, right? People want to believe in something. The team's great. The team's great. I'm just here for the culture." He doesn't really believe the product works, but he believes he's a good person. And that tension, that's what the brain just can't sit with. So it changes the story, not the behavior. That's cognitive dissonance.
So, psychologist Leon Festinger coined the term back in the 50s. It's that mental discomfort you feel when your beliefs and actions just don't align. It's like an internal contradiction alarm, and your brain really hates that alarm going off. So, instead of facing the truth, it rewrites your memory, your motives, or your logic. Here's the science behind it. In a 1959 study, participants had to perform a mind-numbingly boring task, turning wooden pegs for an hour. Then they were paid either $20 or just $1 to lie and tell the next person it was super fun. Guess who actually convinced themselves it wasn't that bad? The dollar group. Why? Because, dollar wasn't enough to justify the lie. So their brain changed the belief to remove the discomfort. That's dissonance in action, and it happens all the time. Yeah, it shows up in relationships, politics, money, identity, all of it. When you do something that conflicts with the story you tell yourself, your brain scrambles to protect your image. We break this down even more in the full Mind versus Brain playlist, pinned in the comments if you're curious. There's a quote from Marcus Aurelius that fits here. "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone." Sounds noble, doesn't it? But our brains aren't wired for that by default. They're wired for comfort, and the truth often threatens that comfort. So how do you deal with this, You don't try to erase cognitive dissonance. Learn to notice it. That weird feeling in your gut, that little moment where something doesn't quite add up, that's the clue. When it hits, pause. Ask, am I changing the story so I don't have to change my mind? That breath of awareness is everything. It won't fix the behavior right away, but it opens the door to honesty. The more you can sit with discomfort, the less your brain has to lie to keep you safe. You don't have to be right all the time. You just have to be willing to check your story. That's where clarity begins. So, what's one time you rationalized something, knowing deep down it just didn't quite add up? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Your story might just help someone recognize their own. This is part 2 of our Mind versus Brain series. Next up, yes, you can rewire your brain, but maybe not quite the way you think. Subscribe and check the pinned comment for the next episode. And hey, send this to someone who always seems to be talking themselves into everything. They might finally catch themselves mid-spin. This is just the beginning. The full Mind versus Brain playlist goes even deeper. You'll find it in the pinned comment or down in the description. So, next time your brain rewrites the story to keep things comfortable, ask yourself, is this truth or just dissonance?